So I've taken this picture that says, "You look so cool," and then I've captioned it, "When you smile." So it's kind of important to add in those smiling pictures. It's really important because it then starts to reverse the negative energy, turns it into more positive, and then when someone comes across an account and you see a picture of them smiling, it's more of like okay, smiling is healthy, and it's a good way to start to begin like the road to recovery and out of that dark place.
And we have a piggyback message with this one in the Arise MD Wellness Operating Theater that is based on, I call it Face It. And it's true that even just smiling and raising your eyebrows a little bit lowers blood pressure and lowers heart rate. And Botox, okay? Botox injected here in the frown lines and in the crow's feet at 1 year cause a better mood. So in other words, people who had mood issues, who had Botox to release the frown lines, a year later, they all reported higher mood scores. So there's a lot to this statement, but again, it comes back to expectation and image, right?
Right.
Supermodels don't smile. It's to look hard and stern and super strong is to look cool. But we all find smiling, happy people to be extraordinarily attractive.
Yes, yes.
So you have some photos that you put with this message of "you look so cool when you smile." Can you pull those photos up?
Yeah. Oops.
I think this is a really powerful example. You put your own photos up there and I want to talk a little bit about your work there, your art, but yeah, talk about this. Go ahead.
Okay, so I have a before and after comparison. The before images are on top, before recovery, and then the images below are after recovery. So the caption says, "Let's do before and after pictures. The top pictures are before recovery, the bottom are after. See the difference? It's possible." It wasn't easy at all, but it was worth it. And then I just put in parentheses, I blurred out the faces for privacy purposes. I love the people in that picture so much and they're my rock. It's just the right thing to do. So it's important to kind of like surround yourself with people who love and support you. And then by posting pictures of you smiling, and like silly ones, like the one of me in front of the door, it really brings in that positive energy kind of to a whole. And then just compare it to the pictures before where it was like, you can just tell the obvious difference between the two.
Elle, you're wearing a bandage in that one photo up there, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, where you were literally physically healing from some self-harm.
Yes.
It's powerful. And I'm sitting here thinking about how I get to lecture to baby boomers and people who want to become what we call aging champions. And one of the things that's accepted around the world and in this study by National Geographic called the Blue Zones is that the biggest return on your investment for becoming an aging champion is probably to strengthen your community. So there are 9 commonalities between these different blue zone groups around the world. These are groups that live to be 100 or more predictably.
Wow.
And the author of this study on the blue zones, Dan Buettner from National Geographic, said in conclusion in this article, if there was one thing that I would say you should do tomorrow to improve your chances of living to be 100, based on my research around the world, it is reinforce your community, get a healthier tribe. So these are major doctor underscores here for what you're saying, not just people who have a better attitude versus the I don't know, I don't care crowd, but also the image that you're putting forth, the people you're running with, it makes a difference whether they're expressing themselves in a positive manner or they think it's cool to look hard and disconnected and isolated. So kudos, this is really good work. Now, so we talk a little bit about the attitude that's out there, the dark attitude. We talk a little bit about the dark imagery here. And the third one is really, for me, the most disturbing as a cosmetic surgeon. You're going to show us an image now of the action, the dark action that's out there.
Yes. So this is an actual product that you can purchase on the market. They are injury tattoos, temporary tattoos. They're called golden scars, flaws worth fighting for. So this is just incredible that it's out there, and it just completely glamorizes self-injury, and it's not something to be glamorized. You know, it's very serious, and people need help when it comes to this. So the caption on this is a prime example of glamorizing self-injury. Creating gold shimmering beautiful tattoos out of self-injury scars is encouraging and makes it seem okay to do. So just by putting those on your skin, it is again encouraging the action and making it seem okay, making it seem beautiful, and it's just not. It's a very serious topic, and you know, people need to get help, and that's really the only way to begin recovery, and not by, you know, putting this on your body.
Yeah, as a cosmetic surgeon who's done a lot of scar revision work and really enjoy that type of work, I can tell you it's challenging. I can tell you that, to me, this does a real disservice to the many people who didn't have a choice in their scars, whether it was flying through a windshield from a drunk driving accident, having a family member abuse them as a child, you know, all kinds of tragic situations that have inflicted scars on people.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had the real pleasure of helping release some of that pain and darkness from them by improving the appearance of scars.
Mm-hmm.
There's really nothing positive that I think could come out of putting tattooed scars on your body.
Yes.
Your self-harm affected a lot of people, not just yourself, right?
Yeah, it really affected my entire family and my friend group. You know, they were all just didn't really know what to do because they were seeing me hurting and in crisis, and they were just very lost, and it caused them pain as well to see me inflicting injuries on myself, and it was just hard for them to watch, and they wanted to help, but you know, it's kind of hard to figure out what to do in that situation. So really, when someone self-injures, it's not just them that they're hurting, it's kind of everybody that they're involved with.
Yeah. And in the medical community, when that person arrives in an ER, there's trauma care to make sure you don't bleed to death and stabilize you. But I can tell you, from a doc standpoint, it's one of the least gratifying scenarios to be in, because there's something in the mind and in the heart of the person that has led to this. And that's taken a long time. That's taken, you know, weeks and months and usually years to get to the point. And along that path, what you and I are saying is there's now this powerful influencer called social media.
Yes.
That can take somebody from having a normal down day. Health is a rhythm, nature's a rhythm. You having a normal down day to getting influenced by social media, to going even lower, to getting the group of people around you who want to dwell in that low space, to adopting an attitude of darkness and laissez-faire and I don't know and I don't care. Mm-hmm. And before you know it, it's become you. You're wrapped in it. And so I really appreciate the power of the counter work that you're doing. It's an uphill battle. Mm-hmm. But I just want to close this discussion with you sharing with me how you're using the wrap motif in artwork to actually help bring health.
Yeah, so I've created this piece that I call the anxiety wrap, and I've been saving my used makeup wipes, and I then kind of put them together in this very long wrap, which 2 rows of these makeup wipes hand sewn together. And the whole idea behind that is that when I wear makeup, sometimes I'll have more anxiety and it makes me feel more confident. And, some people would say, oh, that's a crutch. But I'm like, no, really, it makes me feel good about myself and I enjoy doing it. So the metaphor kind of wraps full circle when you put the wrap around yourself. It's like you're putting the makeup back on. And a known like help for anxiety is to wrap up in a blanket. So I just thought I'd create this wrap to kind of show that metaphor.
Yeah, and it's so good. It's just so good. In dental school, we used papoose boards, which were a wrap, and as inhumane as that seemed at first, actually kids really do calm down when they feel wrapped. It's a hug, right? It's a hug. So it's a Velcro wrap, and I told you this. I was a paid consultant for a law firm out west that was helping to put together the trademarking and the patent for an adult wrap that could be used in dental offices. That's built on the weighted blanket theory. Okay. So especially as a cosmetic surgeon, knowing the power of makeup for people who've had acne scars, who have blemishes, to help them maintain their confidence. It's a wonderful, wonderful use of art to help bring healing and help avoid darkness and disease. So how can we support your mission? Where can people find more out about designer mental illness?
I have the Instagram page, which is currently it is titled Social Experiment 54321. I am going to change that to Designer Mental Illness, and then depending on if that title is already taken, I might put some numbers in there, but I'm sure I can link it in the video or the caption for that. And yeah, I also have a Vimeo page that I could link, and there's a lot of films on there about mental illness and recovery and like how to find the right path to that, and kind of more of an art form and like through metaphors.
Yeah. Elle, thanks so much, not just for myself, people who might be in my practice, but those who didn't make it to work today because they decided to hate themselves today, or they've had tragedy that's affecting them with mental illness, or haven't quite gotten their medication regimen figured out, or any number of things that lead to mental illness, who might be hearing this and receiving a little bit of encouragement. So I know it can feel like a small pebble in a very big sea, but those ripples are real. And I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of the work that you're going to bring to the world. Remember, end voodoo you. Okay. Every time we reach for that second or third beer or glass of wine or drugs or extra sugary food at night, that's voodoo you. Every time we decide to allow negative, destructive thinking to spin, that's voodoo you. Every time you decide to stay on those Instagram pages that Elle is bringing counteraction to, that's darkness in the attitude and imagery and potentially action. That is voodoo you. So end the voodoo you. Check out Elle's Instagram page, which we'll have posted here, and you'll see those frowns turn into smiles, right? Yeah. All right, Elle, thanks. We'll catch up with you again sometime soon.
All right, awesome. Thank you for having me.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.